Good morning and welcome. I'm Marie Harrison, the Kids Rock Director, and it is so wonderful this morning to look out and see so many faces in our sanctuary. I was getting kind of tired of just talking to Pastor David every week. And for all of you who are still at home, I'm so grateful that I can still talk to you through the camera. Now this morning, I'm preparing for something, but I thought I would let you all try to guess what you think I'm preparing for. So let's see. I have with me my big, heavy winter coat. I've also got my trusty hat. And there's just one more thing I need. Pastor Sonny, thank you so much. My sled. So what in the world am I preparing for? Well, snow, of course. It's going to snow. And I want to be ready. I want to be prepared. But you're probably saying, it's August. It's 80 degrees outside. It's not snowing today, but I want to be prepared for when the snow comes. Now, what if I go for a walk this afternoon in my neighborhood dressed like this? Would I get some crazy looks from my neighbors? Would they say, who is that crazy snow lady walking around in her winter coat in the middle of summer? Probably. But did you know there was a man in the Bible whose neighbors made fun of him because of the weather too? In Genesis chapter 6, we learn about a man named Noah who was building a boat. But not just any boat. A huge boat. A boat bigger than this church. And he was building this boat because a great flood was coming. But it wasn't raining when he started building the boat. There was no 7-day forecast on the Weather Channel that told him the flood was coming. So why was Noah building a boat in the sun? Well, because God told him to. You see, in Genesis chapter 6, we learn that God looked down on the earth, and when he looked at all the people, God wasn't happy. The people were worshiping other gods. They were doing whatever they wanted to do, not what God told them to do. And God saw that the people were evil. So God decided to send a great flood and wipe out all of the people. But then God saw Noah. Noah was a good man, and Noah loved God. Noah tried his hardest to follow God and all of his rules. So God made a plan with Noah. God told Noah to build an ark. God even gave Noah the measurements for how big to make it. And God said, when the ark is finished, you and your family and animals of every kind will board this ark, and then the rains will come. So Noah started building the ark because Noah trusted God, and Noah got to work. But what do you think Noah's neighbors thought of him? He was building a massive boat, and it was sunny outside. He kept talking about a great flood that was coming, and there was no great flood. The people probably thought he was crazy. But then, when the boat was finished, Noah and his family boarded the boat. Animals of every kind came and got on board, and they closed the doors and waited. 7 days later, the rain started coming down, but not just any rain. Huge floods of rain. For 40 days and 40 nights, it rained. Rain covered the tops of the mountains, taller than the highest tree, bigger than any building. The whole world was just water and an ark floating safely on top. God had kept his promise. Noah and his family and all the animals were safe and dry inside their ark. And after the rain stopped, they waited for 150 days. And finally, the water started to dry up. But it was a lot of water. So they waited and waited, and finally, the ark came to rest on the top of a mountain. And Noah and his family and all the animals got off the ark, and they praised God. God had kept his promise. They were safe. But God knew that the next time it rained, Noah might get nervous. God knew that when we read the story of the great flood in Genesis, that the next time we saw rain, we might get nervous. What if God decided to flood the earth again? So God did something amazing. He put a rainbow in the sky, and God told Noah that rainbow was a covenant, a promise between God and Noah, between God and every living creature, that he would never again flood the whole earth. And so the next time it rains and you look up and see the beautiful rainbow in the sky, I want you to know that is God talking to you and telling you that you can trust him because God always keeps his promises. I hope you have a great week. Thank you all for being here.